Alrighty, we've been adding some features to change the colors. Let's add a new feature to mark how many times we've clicked. We'll call it a scoreboard, just for fun. So we're going to see a new kind of variable. I'm going to put it at the top. I usually want to put variables at the top. It's usually what we do, just to keep track of everything. So we're going to create a variable called click count. We're going to say, let the click count equal, and then we're going to put a number. So how many times has the user clicked when the website has started? They've clicked 0 times. So we'll let the click count equal 0. And now what we'll say is anytime the user clicks on one of these cards, so let click count equal 0 is written at the top. This is saying, okay, there's something that exists on my website called the click count. It's a number. This number is set to be 0 right now. Each time a user clicks one of these cards, we'll say click count is going to equal the current click count plus 1. What that'll do is if the click count's 0, then the click count will be equal to 0 plus 1, which is 1. If the click count is 10, then the click count will be equal to 10 plus 1, so the click count will become 11. What this will do is each time I click, the click count is going to increase by 1. Now we just need one more thing. We're going to add a scoreboard to our HTML. So at the top of the page, let's say my favorite video game franchises. Right above that, right after our buttons, let's put a scoreboard. So we will create a we'll just create a new tag. We'll create a scoreboard tag. Now this tag doesn't exist by default, but I think it'll work. Scoreboard 0 closing scoreboard. So I think that scoreboard tag will work, even though it doesn't already exist, but I'm just creating the scoreboard tag. We're just creating a scoreboard tag. So I'm writing 0. Right now when I press refresh, I have 0. I'm actually going to do something a little funky. I'm just going to do a BR tag. That's a line break. And let's refresh. So the 0's on a new line. And I'm actually going to put another line break and hit refresh so that 0 is on a new line. Okay, so this 0, this is my scoreboard. My scoreboard is 0 right now. What I have to do is I have to get a reference to my scoreboard. So I'll make const I need a reference to that scoreboard. So I will make a const scoreboard equals document dot find, or how did we find our buttons before? What are you doing? Get elements by tag. Document dot get elements by tag name, and we'll just grab the scoreboard tag. Okay. So scoreboard is going to equal get elements by tag name 0. So this will find everything called scoreboard. Then this will pick the first one, which is the only one, which is the 0th one. So that's this scoreboard right here. Now, whenever I increase my click count, I have to also set scoreboard dot text content is going to equal my AI is autofilling an emoji. You could use that if you want, but I'm not going to use the emoji. I'm just going to write clicks plus the click count. So this is the word clicks. This is the word clicks, and we're adding to the word clicks, we're adding a number. In computer science, when we add a word and a number, it just makes it a word. So this is going to set the text of the scoreboard to clicks plus click count. So in total, for this assignment, we've added a const scoreboard. We've added a scoreboard and a couple of line breaks to move it to our HTML. And now our score will keep track of how many times we've clicked this thing. Now, keeping track of how many clicks, that's not super useful, but you might have a website that keeps track of likes. You might have a likes record for each of these cards that tracks how many times a user has clicked on it. You might have there's a lot of different reasons why we might want to store a variable, store a number in our code. We added the scoreboard to HTML. We added this const scoreboard to our JavaScript, which is going to find the scoreboard tag in our HTML. And then we said click count. Oh yeah, we created a let click count equals 0 at the top of the page. So our click count starts at 0. And then we said event listener click for each card. When inside of this event listener, when I click on the card, my click count increases by 1. When my click count increases by 1, the next thing that's going to happen, it's going to set the text contents of this scoreboard to the word clicks plus the number of clicks. That's it for this little mini lesson, and I'm going to end with this. I know JavaScript is very, very hard. I know this looks like a lot of hullabaloo to some of you students. I know that this is super overwhelming. I'm asking us to copy these things, to see the structures of it. We're going to be using these structures in a much easier way, starting with the next couple of assignments. We're going to find a really, really, really easy way to do all of this, but it's important to understand the underlying functions, so I'm having us do it at least once. It's important to understand, okay, there's arrays, and arrays are lists. Okay, there's this for each thing, and it can loop multiple times. Okay, there's these variables, there's these const things that are references to stuff on the other page. So cards, references, this lets my JavaScript know about, reference, the cards in my HTML. This scoreboard is a reference. It lets my JavaScript reference refer to my scoreboard in my HTML. I have references. I have loops. We didn't do if statements. I have these variables. I have this number that exists in my JavaScript that I can change. I have this let click count number that I can change. I want us to be able to think about these things. I want us to be able to maybe talk a little bit about these things. I don't expect you guys to be able to write this stuff by yourself. That's not the point I expect us to be at. I know we're overwhelmed. I'm just giving us a little, I am sorry you're overwhelmed speech. We're going to see a very, very, very easy way to do this soon. For now, we're going to bear with it. But great job so far. If you have gotten any of this working, great job so far, because it is very difficult.